During the British rule in 1920, Administrator Scott Buxton and his wife Catherine visit a jungle near Adilabad and abduct Molly, a young girl from the Gond tribe with a gift for art. Enraged by the crime, the tribe's guardian, Kamram Bhim, travels to Delhi in the appearance of a Muslim man named Akhtar with the intention of rescuing her. In other news, the Nizamate of Hyderabad, who supports the Raj, notifies Scott's office of the impending danger. Undaunted, Catherine enlists the help of A. Rama Raju, an ambitious officer in the Indian Imperial Police, to put a stop to the menace. Raju and his uncle, Venkateswaralu, begin their new task by attending many pro-independence meetings in the hopes of finding evidence. Lachu, Bhim's gullible aide, is drawn to his opinions. He falls for Raju's deception and attempts to include him into Bhim's scheme, only to run when he discovers his true identity. Soon after, Bhim and Raju meet, unknowing of their opposite identities and motives. They band together to save a boy from a railway wreck, sparking a relationship between the two. They become increasingly close over time. Raju then supports Bhim in pursuing Jenny, Scott's niece, ignorant of his plan to infiltrate Scott's home. When Jenny takes Bhim to her house, Bhim finds the chamber where Molly is being held captive. He meets Molly and swears to free her. Meanwhile, Raju deduces Lachu's covert identity and whereabouts, and apprehends him. Lachu provokes a banded Krite into attacking Raju while interrogating him. He then tells him of his impending fate and that the remedy is only known to the Gonds. Raju approaches Bhim, who instantly tends to him, dazed. Raju deduces Lachu's true intents after noticing similarities in religious characteristics between him and Bhim. Regardless, Bhim reveals his tribal background and objective, unknowing of Raju's hidden identity. At a celebration in Scott's honor, Bhim's men storm into his home with a lorry full of wild animals, causing chaos among the assembled guests. The animals maul Scott's guards, allowing Bhim to fight briefly. However, Raju arrives and informs him of Scott's plan to kill Molly. He surrenders out of obligation. Following the incident, Raju is promoted for foiling Bhim, but he is consumed with guilt over his own actions, recalling his own pro-nationalistic background and his actual alter ego as a police mole. He was seeking a promotion in order to gain access to shipments of guns to smuggle to his village. Raju tries to urge Bhim to recant his conduct during his public whipping, but the latter decides to be flogged instead. In defiance of his injuries, Bhim sings in defiance, inciting a throng to rebel. The riot further enlightens Raju, who recognizes the folly of his actions. Determined to save his friend, he convinces Scott to covertly execute Bhim while planning an ambush to save him. However, Scott discovers his plan. Raju gets severely hurt while rescuing Molly from Scott's soldiers. Bhim, who had also managed to free himself, misinterprets Raju's actions as an attempt to murder Molly and bludgeons him before fleeing with her. Months later, Bhim, who had fled to Hathras with Molly, is apprehended by colonial officials. He narrowly avoids exposure when Sita, Raju's fiancée, repels them by citing a smallpox epidemic as a pretext. Unaware of Bhim's identity, she reveals Raju's true anti-colonial goals as well as his impending death. After recognizing his own stupidity, Beam swears to save him. Beam infiltrates the barracks where Raju is being held and frees him, alerting numerous soldiers in the process. After defeating them, the pair retreats to a nearby woodland, where they slaughter additional soldiers with a longbow stolen from a ram shrine. Taking the fight to Scott, the two pitch a burning motorcycle into the magazines of the barracks, which fires. The explosion that follows kills several people in Scott's company, including Catherine. Raju orders Beam to execute a wounded Scott with an English weapon, completing their separate objectives. They then take a stash of Scott's weapons before reconciling with Sita and Jenny. In recognition of fulfilling their separate objectives, Raju requests that Beam grant him a desire, to which Beam responds by requesting that Raju provide education to him and his community. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe for more videos.